All right, so let's talk about projects. 102 and 121 are the ones that now I moved to next week, so I'm going to demonstrate them this week. And 102 is unpacking. So let me bring it up here, projects. 102, all right. So we're going to do the malware sample, labo102.exe. Okay, very well. And that's, this one is packed. So we're going to start by looking at the strings. So let me get my machine here. All right. So I can run bin text. All right. And now I can run labo102, which is on my desktop. And down in these folders, labo102. All right. So if I run that, you see the program cannot be run in DOS mode, mal service. Here's like a fragment, HTTPW, and here's analysisbook.co. So you see there's a long string here, which is a URL, and it's broken up into chunks. This is a sign of packing. Your strings get broken up into chunks. And there's only a few libraries, just these four, like WinINet and kernel32. And there's really not very much in here. Let me scroll down. This is a really short list of strings. Really not much at all. And that's because all you're seeing is the unpacker itself. You're not seeing the actual code that does anything. You're just seeing the unpacker. All right. Now we can look at it with PEID. So let me get back to it. Here we are. So if I run PEID, which is just here to identify basic facts like what language it's written in, then labo102 shows up with no language found, but up here the sections are UPX 0, 1, and 2, and that's a sign of the UPX packer, a well-known open source packer. So what a packer does is create an executable that is smaller that will unzip itself into RAM. So it runs as usual, but it's smaller on the disk, and the strings are obscured. So let me close some of these things that don't matter to get them out of the way. All right. So if you look in PE view, you'll see the same thing, UPX0, UPX1, UPX2. And if you go to the import directory, you'll see the same thing, just these four libraries are used, which is a very small number of libraries because all you're seeing is the unpacker. So CFF Explorer is another program. I'm not going to bother doing it live. It lets you see the libraries and you see the specific functions it uses. And again, there's only four libraries and it only uses a few functions from each because the unpacker is a really simple, small program. So you can unpack it with UPX. So if I go here, let me just get the command I'm going to need. I'm going to come back and look at that. But if you can unpack the thing here. All right, so if I open the command prompt. All right. And so I can run UPX. It runs and tells me about the unpacker, so I can go where it is, which is desktop. Oh, that's right, that's another program on the desktop. I think what I'm going to do to make my life easy is I'm going to copy that to the desktop. That's easier than hunting it down where it's going to be binary collection, chapter 1. There it is, labo102. Let's just copy that. All right, I'll use a keyboard. There. Control C, there, Control V. There we are. Now there should be a copy of it on the desktop. I'm not seeing it though. How rude. All right, what happened here? Binary collection, chapter 1, lab0102. Now I have enough room to make it to copy. Okay. Copy it, paste. It already does have it. Okay, I just can't see it. All right, fine.
Somewhere on the desktop.
Yeah, it must be somewhere down on the side or something. All right. Yes, cancel all transfers, close this. All right. There used to be an option to arrange icons.
Sort.
No, view, arrange, I think. Auto arrange.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, it was somewhere stupid. All right, good. Now we can work. So now I've got it here. Okay, good. So now if I do a directory, there it is, labo102. So I can unpack it And I think it's just UPX minus D. In fact, I can see it up here, the D to decompress. So, and then you define the output, I think with minus O. Yep, okay. So it's UPX, decompress, lab, and put the output in lab O1, O2, unpacked.exe. That should work. Yeah, I spelled something wrong. O2, O1, O2, there. You need exactly one argument when using O. No space here, right? No. All right, let me check my instructions. Somehow I fouled it up. Minus D minus O. Oh, you put it like that. That's weird. Okay, that's a strange order to put them in, but that's what works. Okay, UPX, so it's, get rid of this garbage. Okay, UPX minus D minus O, O1, O2 unpacked.exe, and then the input file. Okay, that's a screwy way to do it, but they didn't ask my opinion. So here's what it did. It went from 3K up to 16K. So that's the original file, and that's the unpacked one. And if you look at the strings in the unpacked file, you'll see a lot of things. Oh, I was missing a dash before G. That's true. That might have been the problem. Anyway, all right. So let's go back to bin, text, and look at the unpacked one. All right, and now I don't see those broken URLs anymore, like HTTP, so on M, I see a lot more functions, and I'll probably see complete URLs. Yep, there's now a complete URL, http malwareanalysisbook.com and so on. So now you're seeing the actual unpacked code. All right, so that's the first thing. And let me go back to my instructions if I can get this thing to stop freezing up on me. There we are. All right. So there's a flag defined in the unpacked one. And if you examine the unpacked file with PE view, now it has normal program sections, text, R, data, and data. All right. And it's, you go to CFF Explorer, you'll see again the functions it has. And we saw the strings. So that's all there is for just unpacking with UPX. Now this is an easy one because UPX is not a very subtle packer and it's open source and it's easy to actually have the packer. So, all right, let me stop this recording and